sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Yankee Stadium has not been kind to the Rays recently, with Tampa Bay dropping all 5 games in 2018. And today, New York sends veteran lefty CC Sabathia to the hill as Major League Baseball celebrates Father's Day. We welcome you to New York City. On Father's Day, Major League Baseball supports the Home Run Challenge and prostate cancer awareness. This afternoon, the Rays and the New York Yankees will wrap up their 4-game series, and the Rays still looking for a victory not only in this series, but in the season series. They are 0-5 against New York. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. It's great to have you aboard. Well, it has been tough going for the Rays here against this New York ball club, and the Rays have a little roster change as they approach the 4th and final game of this series.
Yeah, unfortunate that Christian Arroyo goes onto the disabled list with a strained oblique, but what that does is open up the door to bring back a Danny Echeverria, and I'll tell you something, you hope that at least the way that he was swinging the bat and fielding for that matter, that he picks up where he left off. He went on the disabled list, had a 5-game hitting streak going, so you certainly hope that he can keep that up. Has shown the ability here with the Rays to start to expand his horizons offensively. Extra base hits, could use a little bit more of them, but I'll tell you what, he is as smooth and sure-handed in the field as anybody in the game. That was probably the highlight play of the year. Has a tremendous amount of range, a very accurate and strong throwing arm, so having him back out there today hopefully helps lead the Rays to a win.
And after a rehab assignment, he is right there in the starting lineup here this afternoon. Pitching matchup, the Rays are going to face the veteran CC Sabathia, coming off a 14-win season last year, off to a good start this year in the Yankee rotation.
You know, and he had a good postseason, and you thought, when is CC Sabathia going to hang him up or move on? Well, it's not anytime soon, and he has come out here for the Yankees again and put together a nice season, a completely different pitcher than he was when he first came into the league, and he's a guy right now that is built on finesse, a lot of cutters, a lot of sliders, very few straight fastballs, changeups as another pitch that he loves to go to, and what he's done his last 2 starts has been very impressive. Won them both, ERA just 142, that opponent average of 156.
Sabathia 4-0 overall this year, and against the Rays 16-14. He'll be opposed by Wilmer Font, who will open this game for the Rays, coming off that outing Wednesday against the Toronto Blue Jays of 3 1/3 innings of 2-hit baseball. Rays and the New York Yankees coming up on Father's Day from the Bronx.
the best man that I know. And yeah, he's always been a role model for me. And if there's one person I would say that I've looked up to my whole life, it's been my dad.
And my father teach me how to be a good father, not only try to bring the food to the table, be there for your kids. And for me, every time that I have the opportunity, I know the job that I do is hard to be every single day with my kids. But when I'm with my kids, I know how time to nothing else just for them, just like my father did to me.
Back in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Happy Father's Day. Prior to the Rays and the Yankees squaring off to wrap up this series, we'll take a look at the starting lineups presented by your Southern Ford dealers. You see Matt Duffy, he's going to lead it off. He'll be followed by Jake Bowers at first base, and then Wilson Ramos. C.J. Cron is the DH. Willie Adames in the lineup playing second, hitting in front of Danny Echeverria, just off the disabled list in a rehab assignment. He's at short, hitting sixth. Carlos Gomez in right, followed by Rob Refsnyder and Johnny Field in center field. He will hit ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the New York Yankees going to be left-hander CC Sabathia. Hall of Fame. I mean, when you look at his career, and it has spanned a long time, a career record of 241 and 147, still winning ball games. He's won his last two starts, and you'd start to wonder if he's putting together a Hall of Fame resume. And on a bounce back year, we hit on it in the open. You wondered when he was going to be done. He decided he wanted to come back, play another season with the Yankees, and in 12 starts is 4-1 with a very good 3.27 earned run average.
First pitch of this game is a strike call, a fastball in at 90. So we're underway on a day in which the temperature has hit 91 degrees in New York. Duffy on the ground, headed towards short. Gregorius will make the pickup and throw. One away.
Well, let's take a look at the New York Yankee defense and see how it's going to line up here this afternoon. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we have Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, and Aaron Judge. Across that infield, third to first, Miguel Andujar, Didi Gregorius, Gleyber Torres, and Neil Walker. Gary Sanchez once again behind the plate.
And now Jake Bowers will face this veteran left-hander. 4-1, making his 13th start. And the pitch is a strike call.
He got there. I didn't know if CC was going to be able to get to the temperature here this afternoon, but that fastball, 91 degrees, he got it done.
And now it's 0-2.
That's what he needs to rely upon with all of his pitches. He has to be in good spots, not the overpowering, intimidating lefty as he once was.
And the pitch is wide. 1-2. Well, Sabathia leading active major league pitchers in strikeout. He has 2,893 strikeouts in his career. And he just picks up another one right there, taking care of Bowers. You mentioned at the outset, BA, his numbers in relation to some of the pitchers who find themselves in Cooperstown. This is career start number 522 for CC Sabathia, and that ties him with Jim Palmer and Andy Pettit.
How about that? How about that?
That's select company right there.
It is, and you think about him getting to 250 plus wins, getting to 3,000 strikeouts, some big round, nice numbers. What he's been able to do in the postseason.
The breaking ball right there to start Ramos. Wilson Ramos hitting third, batting .282. Well, there you are, 241 wins.
He has not missed a spot yet. He has been spot on. Not quite like those shoes, but pretty close.
upstairs, 1-2. Yeah, some great career numbers for CC Sabathia. This one is wide, 2-2. And not unlike a lot of pitchers who stick around for a long time, he's had to change his style, his approach. Here's a guy who used to have just great velocity. And now, as you pointed out, hoping that he could hit the temperature today at 91, and he has.
Yeah, yes, he has.
Broken bat and a little looper into short right field over the outstretched mitt of the first baseman Walker. And there's a base hit for Ramos.
And that was a really good pitch by CC Sabathia. A cutter in on the hands. Watch this poor bat. I mean, just blows up. But it shows you how strong Wilson Ramos is. You get a bat shattered like that on a pitch that's just off your thumbnail, and you still get it out into the outfield for a base hit.
Now C.J. Cron will be the hitter against Sabathia. Cron trying to turn around a 3 for 38 right now, 0 for 15. And all three of those hits have been home runs. And he takes the breaking ball in for a strike. Check swing foul, runs it to 0-2.
You think about the different seasons for CC Sabathia in his career. You know, he was an overwhelming fastball slider guy. Developed a changeup that took him right to the elite in Major League Baseball. Then the velocity starts to come down. He adds a cutter, softens the breaking ball a little bit, goes to that changeup a lot more. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 different phases of his career, and he's won the whole time.
And he gets Cron, strikes him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. With a base runner in the first, they left him aboard. And the New York starting lineup will have Aaron Hicks leading off, followed by Aaron Judge and then Didi Gregorius. Lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Stanton, Bird, and Sanchez down the middle, and Duhar, Walker, and Gleyber Torres will bat ninth and play second base.
Well, opening this ball game up this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, going to be right-hander Wilmer Font. These are his numbers with the Rays: 6 games, 2 of them he has started. 0-1 record, but the ERA 2.31, opponent average 1.67. Certainly numbers to build off of, and the Rays hoping for a clean few innings here from Wilmer this afternoon.
Hicks starts the day hitting .239. The first pitch is a fastball mid-90s outside. Hicks with 7 home runs, 27 runs batted in. And a strike. 1-1. There's a strike. Breaking pitch, 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, for Font, everything out of the stretch coming off Wednesday's outing against Toronto. And a ground ball headed to second. Adames over there, and he makes that play.
Well, let's take a look at that new look Rays defense for you here this afternoon, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, a little bit of a different look as we go left to right. Rob Refsnyder, Johnny Field, and Carlos Gomez. And then across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy. The return of Adeiny Echeverria, Willie Adames over to second base with Jake Bowers, and Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens with Echeverria. The Rays really want to play Adames at shortstop as much as possible. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Aaron Judge.
Thought it was interesting that some of the comments attributed to Kevin Cash saying, you know, we really want to play Adames at shortstop, and that's what we're going to do, and we're only going to play Echeverria at shortstop. And so unless they've got some really funky shifts getting ready to unveil.
Well, they're pretty creative with lineups and the pitching situation and shifts. So who knows? Right now, 2 shortstops in the game, but one's playing second.
It'll be real interesting because they do, you know, they want to play the kids and let those guys go.
It's fouled right back into the screen. So the count holds at 0-2 on Judge.
Now Adames pulled up the middle, more of a heavy shade, not quite to the shortstop side of the bag.
Now a ball, 2 strikes. Judge 283 overall, but 362 at Yankee Stadium. And a foul ball again, back out of play. And a cut and a miss, big swing, and Judge is out of there. 2 up and 2 down. Font picks up his first strikeout.
Well, you think he meant business with that fastball, that velocity at 98, and he just pours it right down the heart of the plate.
Didi Gregorius. Gregorius batting .254. And the fastball he takes for a strike.
How about the double arm sleeves and the batting gloves and the shoes? Gregorius going all out here on Father's Day.
And he drills this one deep into left center field. A lot of territory out there. They run it down to the left of the 399 marker, and he's already on his way to third and makes it easily. Gregorius really hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark to keep it still in play, and picks up his second triple.
Going the other way, that fastball on the outside corner, but it was elevated, so Gregorius puts a charge into it, and you see 399. That's one of the biggest gaps that you're going to see in Major League Baseball, and once you get it out that deep, it gets to the wall, and you're starting your trek around the bases from the left side. Pretty easy.
First pitch to Stanton. Low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Yeah, when you hit the ball out to that 399 marker, you're only a strange little rebound off the wall out there away from an inside the park home run. Now Stanton way up 3-0. That ball kicks to the left or right of the defender, and he has to go get it that way. A speedy runner has a chance to circle the bases. And ball 4 is low. Stanton walks on 4 pitches. So with 2 outs, it'll be first and third with Greg Bird coming up. Bird, the designated hitter. He's played in 16 games, and injuries have been an issue over the last year plus for him. First pitch is low. Yankees start the day 3rd in the league in total runs scored, and they have a 2-out threat in the first inning. They've scored 358 runs. They've scored exactly 100 more runs than they've given up. 358 to 258. And you see 5.3 runs per game puts them first. That's a strike. 2-1. So when you're out there 60 feet 6 inches away from that hitter, you have your work cut out for you, particularly in this stadium.
You know, even when you look at the lineup all the way through, you got Gleyber Torres, who's on, having a tremendous season here for the Yankees as a rookie, hitting 9th with 13 bombs.
Foul ball takes the count to 2-2.
They just force you to make pitches and to work very hard, not only physically but mentally, going up and down through this lineup numerous times. It's a very, very deep and dangerous lineup.
And a high fly ball is going to be foul and well out of play.
I mean, if that ball's fair, it's a pop-up that, I mean, Carlos Gomez is going to catch with a full head of steam running towards home plate. But a ball in the air with this lineup and these fans here, they start to get real excited.
Two now. Shot the other way, out of play. Bird originally came up in 2015 and in 46 games hit 11 home runs, hit a little over 260, and the Yankees were thinking about him long term at first. Then injuries set in, shoulder problems, and then ankle issues. And now the pitch, and it's lifted into left. Ref Schneider is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and we'll go to the second, no score.
How about Didi Gregorius on that final pitch? Watch him come down the line, and I'd certainly like to be circling him and showing you this, but right there trying to draw a balk at minimum from Wilfer Font. He's not going to be able to score right there, but you give him that look out of the peripherals. He's looking towards home plate, and you break like that. I'll tell you, you got to give a lot of credit to Wilmer for being able to stay there stoic and not flinch. You know, you flinch, it's a Yankee run.
Yep. Well, Adames takes the pitch for a strike. Yeah, that could be a major distraction, but Font focused enough not to let that bother the delivery to the plate, because if it does, it turns into a run.
And it's so out of the normal. And what do you do when things aren't, you know, typical? There's a little bit of a knee jerk, literally.
Yep.
And that would have been quite costly.
Font kept his head about him and made the pitch, got out of the inning. Into center field, there's going to be a base hit, dropping in front of Hicks. Adames on an 0-2 pitch singles into center.
You see that ball got in just a little bit onto the label, but Willie Adames eyeballing that pitch. You see just that little bit of a hitch to keep his hands back on the breaking ball and use the middle of the field. I'll tell you, he has put together a number of quality, good extended at-bats here in this series.
And he has a Father's Day message on his eye black there. Pitch outside to Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria just activated after the right hamstring strain put him on the disabled list. And there's a base hit, stroked into left. Adames is going to go to third. Stanton with the pickup. His throws back to second. And the Rays put men on the corners, first and third with nobody out. Back-to-back hits by Adames and Echeverria.
And neither one of them hit particularly hard, but boy, they were dropped into nice areas. This ball gets in on Echeverria. They wanted that ball away, but he yanks the breaking ball, and Echeverria not happy at all with the contact, but better be thrilled with the result. Base hit and instant trouble.
Well, a threat by the Rays. Carlos Gomez steps in. Gregorius and Torres at short and second, halfway. Ground ball third, and it's hit past Andujar. 1 run is in. Echeverria is going to go to third. They'll stop him there on the double by Gomez, and the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Gomez jumping on the first pitch and got it by the third baseman Andujar. Now the Rays have 2 men in scoring position with nobody out.
He was able to open the hips and get the barrel to that cutter. Trying to come in, and boy, Gomez able to turn on that pitch, barrel it up, and then shoot it down into the corner. You get it by the dive of the Yankee third baseman Andujar, and you score the run, and still more trouble lurking for Sabathia.
Here's Schneider. He takes the pitch in there for a strike. Rob Schneider, nothing of his last 15. Originally selected by the Yankees in the 2012 June draft, and has spent part of 3 years with New York, now with the Rays, and he fouls it back.
Sabathia trying to come in there with the fastball to try to get, once again, some more poor contact. He's looking for a little infield pop-up, a little jam shot. Now can go for the strikeout.
And that one stays wide. Started out there, tried to break it in, and it would not get to the plate. 1-2. Rays with 4 hits, 3 to open the second inning, and they have a run. Chance for more. This pitch is popped up right side, and Neil Walker handles that one. So Sabathia got what he wanted right there.
And you know, you think about infield pop-ups. How do you get them? Well, you come in on a guy and jam him, or you get something soft that he's got to reach and he's lunging out over the plate. And so he started him with the hard stuff in, and then the soft stuff down and away, and watch the lunge reach of a swing there by Schneider, and that's exactly how you get pop-ups.
Johnny Field playing center field, hitting out of the 9th spot. Boy, what a great opportunity for the Rays. Key at bat right here. Field takes ball 1. Field batting .243, 6 home runs. That's fouled back. 1-1 to count. Yeah. Rays with a run on 4 hits, 2 men in scoring position. Field grounds it foul. 1-2. Field getting his first look at CC Sabathia up in a key spot and down in the count. And a little bit away right there. The pitch stayed wide.
Trying to backdoor the breaking ball, trying to get some help there from Sanchez, kind of pulling that back towards that outside corner.
That squares the count. And a cut and a miss on a fastball. After all that, he comes back with 92 on the fastball and threw it by him.
And, you know, Sabathia is such a smart, heady pitcher. Didn't get the ball away, the off speed, so he climbs the ladder with the fastball. Wanted that thing up and in, up middle. It's all going to work, provided you can get him to swing at it. And that's exactly what he was able to do. And now that close to getting out of this inning.
Well, Matt Duffy, who grounded to the shortstop to open the game, starting the day 9th in the league in hitting. 2 men on right now, and he bounces this one foul. Strike one. You get the idea with Sabathia out there, the way he pitches now. It's not exactly the same as a knuckleball, but he's so finesse and still has 91 or 92 when he needs it. He's all around the zone. That's a strike, 0-2.
And he's been getting that call from Chris Segal all afternoon. And I'll tell you, if he's able to get the 91, 92 in there, up and in with the cutter, this thing, it's right at the fringe of the strike zone, but it's been a strike all day. And you're right, he will exhaust the 4 quadrants of the strike zone and use it all.
It's like trying to swat a fly.
He's never very good at that.
And there's a base hit into right. Nice piece of hitting for Duffy to drive it a run. Another run's going to try to score. He will, and the throw to second. Duffy is out there, but the Rays got both those runs home. Echeverria followed by Gomez, and down 0-2. Duffy stroked that one into right and drives in 2 runs.
Well, he hung a breaking ball. Did Matt Duffy a favor. You see him just go out there and spank it into right. Here you thought they had a chance at Gomez, but Sanchez cuts it off and makes the throw to second.
Second on that play to end the inning, but he got both runs home. The Rays with a 3-run second inning. Here's a look with Gomez coming down and Sanchez coming out to cut off that throw to the plate and make the play at second.
It was going to be a little bit offline. The throw would have been there, but it would have been offline and still no play to be made. So Sanchez goes and gets it and gets the out at second base.
Sanchez leads off the bottom of the second inning, takes a strike. Andujar next, and then Walker.
I said he cut it off. He didn't actually cut it off, but he acted as if a cut man would, going out there to get it. Forget about staying back there and trying to get Gomez.
And the ground ball that's going to go through the right side with Adames on the shortstop side of second. That ground ball into center is a base hit.
Yeah, victimized right there by the shift, and that time it was the shift and not a heavy shade. Heavy shade, Adames has a chance to make that play, but with him pulled all the way to the shortstop side of second base, and by plenty, there's nobody out there to field that ground ball except, let's see.
Ed Hicks.
That's it.
And he doesn't have a glove.
No, and
Probably wouldn't have been proper anyway.
It's supposed to be impartial, I think.
There's a swing and a foul ball back by Andujar. Even though Hicks was born in Florida, but he stayed true to his profession right there.
I was going to say, then make a play right there.
A one-strike count on Andujar. Ground ball short. Echeverria out in second, and no throw to first. They get the lead runner, Sanchez. So Andujar reaches on a fielder's choice and a nice play by Echeverria. You know, for Echeverria, that's a routine play. Not always the case for every shortstop.
No, and that's what makes him so special, is he can take a play where he's got a range and, you know, make that throw moving away and make it accurately. He can take a play that, you know, for some guys is going to be a lot more difficult and make it look like it is something that he can roll out of bed and do.
Now Neil Walker.
With, by the way, it being a day
strike.
game, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, that's what we're all doing today.
Rolled out of, yeah. And really rolling out. I didn't even have, see, that's why you had Ed Hicks, because you, like a pro, got here early and got your work done. I came flying in last minute and then realized that the studio show was being shot from our booth, so I had no access to the booth.
Yeah,
I didn't get my stuff done.
Yeah, they took over your prep.
Yeah, so I'm kind of winging it.
1 ball, 1 strike. You know, I haven't noticed.
That's good. I don't believe you, but I have. Sweating over here.
1 on, 1 out. Well, it's over 90 degrees.
That's right.
Walker hitting .210. Font picks up a strike on the fastball. Now a ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wilmer Font with a 2-2 count on Walker. And he got in on Walker there. Ground ball. They're going to get an out at first. Andujar moves to second. He's there with 2 gone for Gleyber Torres. Well, Font, 28 years old. We mentioned the last time he was out there, he was the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Year last year. And the Rays are hoping that he'll be one of those guys who develops his consistency. Maybe took him a little longer at 28. They like the arm of this young man from Venezuela.
I want to know. I want to know what's going on with the back half of his hat.
Yeah, there's a little point back there.
You remember the movie Alien? Remember when Alien was making its getaway? It's, you know, it looks like that. Like it's ready. Something's ready to just press right out of it.
0-2.
Doesn't it not look like that?
Yes.
I mean, of all the hats we've seen today, and they're new hats, you know, so they're not always all broken in.
Those are Father's Day caps, by the way.
They are.
And I really like those.
But there's just that, you see that little bump.
Yeah.
Something wants out, Dwayne.
Something's going on. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned is right. I know I'm intrigued.
Pitch just missed there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Font spent time with Texas, or couple of different seasons. This year with the Dodgers, the A's, and the Rays. Torres with those 13 home runs and a big home run, 3-run homer in the first game of this series. It's 2-2. Rays put up a 3 spot in the top of the inning to grab the early lead. And now 3-2. Todd worked 3 1/3 innings against Toronto his last time out. That was on the 13th. Rays wound up winning that game 1-0. And a cut and a miss. A big swing at the fastball. 97 on the reading. We're going to go to the third. 3-0 Rays. Inside look today. 18th year for Sabathia with 241 wins. He's trying to catch Juan Marichal and Bartolo Colon in the win department. Cy Young in 07 and a 6-time All-Star. Jake Bauers leading off. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Bauers struck out his first time. Two and 0. Sabathia will be 38 years old in a little over a month. Three and nothing. And a walk on 4 pitches, missing high, a 4-pitch walk. Well, you think of Sabathia, we mentioned him coming up with the Indians when he was more of a power guy. But he's been with the Yankees now for 10 years.
How about that?
That's pretty amazing.
It really is, because he was with Cleveland for an awful long time. What short stint in Milwaukee, but boy, a decade.
The only guy on the Yankee club who's been there longer is Brett Gardner. He has 11 years.
He played in the Old Timers game today.
It's a strike to Wilson Ramos. I thought I saw him out there. I wasn't sure.
On double dip.
We saw a few people who had both Rays and Yankee connections, led by Lou Piniella. John Flaherty was part of that. Pitch down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. The one thing about Gardner and I think David Robertson in their bullpen are the only 2 guys on this Yankee team who actually played across the street in Old Yankee Stadium and this one. So they've both been around long enough to have done that. Ground ball third, and due hard down to Torres, and the throw to first. A lot of time with Ramos going down the line. And Wilson grounds into the double play to erase Bowers.
Yeah, a lot of bad misses so far this inning by Sabathia, but you make 1 pitch and you get 2 outs. That's why they call it a pitcher's best friend.
Please welcome
Reg.
Hey, there's Reggie Jackson.
I love Reg.
And Swisher went deep.
Second deck.
And Johnny Damon was here. Tied with both the Rays and the Yankees. C.J. Cron takes a strike. Cron a strikeout victim in the first. Foul out of play. 0-2. Pitch is down. 1-2. Pitch is upstairs. 2-2. Yeah, they had a lot of fun. The old time. Whitey Ford was here.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about
Bobby Richardson. So they scanned some of the early Yankee years back, well, with Bobby Richardson, with those great teams in the 60s, early part of the 60s. Popper foul out of play.
Mickey Rivers? Mickey Rivers with the same batting stance, by the way. I mean, just a straight 90-degree angle.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun to see some of those guys.
What a huge event. You know, obviously that pushes our game back to a little after 2 o'clock. They opened the gates up for Old Timers Day at 10 a.m. You know, you get 2 hours before a playoff game.
Yep.
They went 4 hours before for the Old Timers.
Down to Andujar from third. He tosses it across the diamond. Walk, a double play, and another ground ball. Bottom of the third coming. 3-0 Rays.
of Father's Day is the addition of blue to these guys' uniforms all across Major League Baseball. Players and staff and all on-field personnel are wearing blue socks, cleats, hats, wristbands, ribbons, and specifically designed caps to raise awareness for the fight against prostate cancer for the 3rd straight year. Major League Baseball will donate all royalty payments from the sales of the Father's Day apparel to the Prostate Cancer Foundation and Stand Up to Cancer. And by the way, the Rays are 10-10 all time on Father's Day, so a win today would put them above 500 on Dad's Day. Guys?
Yeah, 500 at stake here for the Rays on Father's Day. Aaron Hicks leading off the bottom of the 3rd for New York. 2-0 the count.
You know, and I think that with this Rays team being so young right now, 9 rookies on the roster, 8 now with Arroyo going to the disabled list. Important for them to get a win here. They've been beaten the first 3.
Yep. Bowers looking for this one in foul territory, and he makes the catch. Yeah, I know where you're going with that, and I think you're absolutely right. To prove to themselves they can win here.
Yeah, and it's been tough for the Rays last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
So you're getting ready to leave town. By the way, you're going to another, maybe not a tough venue per se, but you're going to face, the Houston Astros, the defending champions.
Yep.
So you'd like to have them get a game here, preferably now at this point, on getaway day. Feel good about leaving here winners. Because I think that we've seen some of these young guys in the way that they have played here in this series, not as quite as free and easy as we've seen them before. So,
and I think they're a little different today. You lose 3 times. There's a shot down to 3rd, and Judge is out 5-3. So Hicks fouls out. Judge goes out 5-3. Took a good throw from Duffy to get him. You come in here and you drop the first game, you lose the second game, and then you go down 3-0. And I think after that game, there was a little thinking going on about needing to get a win here for the sake of saying and believing that you can do it.
Yeah, and at the very minimum, let's not play scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Matt Duffy had some telling comments in the paper talking about maybe the eyes were a little big and things got a little flat when they fell behind, and all those young guys, we've seen some uncharacteristic mistakes from them. We talked about Ryan Yarbrough and how he has been impressive all season with fill-in zone and working at a quick pace.
Yep.
Yesterday got caught nibbling just a little bit and then slowed up. It was very much.
This lineup can do that to you, and that's what happened.
Yeah, but that's that's what he needs to learn, if indeed that was the case. Maybe it was just one of those days, but you need to learn that as a pitcher, who cares what the lineup does? I'm going to go do my game.
Yep.
And you're going to react to me. You're going to have to call timeout and step out on me. I'm not going to slow things up for you. He hasn't done it for anybody else.
Yeah.
But I just think that's where the team is right now. You got a lot of young bodies in that dugout trying to put this thing together.
1-2. It's interesting to watch a group of young players like this coming up. They have a lot of confidence, but you don't want to have too much confidence, but you really do need it, and you cannot let a crack start to become more than that in the confidence that you feel. And this is a place that will test that.
It is, and it's you want them to be confident, not cocky.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that fine line, because the last thing you want them to do is start to give that opposing team a little too much credit.
Yep.
Make them out to be bigger than they really are.
Ground ball to first. Bowers will take care of that unassisted. A 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd for Font. When we go to the 4th, Willie Adames will lead it off for the Rays. The home run challenge. Every home run in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. Since June 1st, $2.4 million raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org. Willie Adames, who opened the 3-run second with a base hit, begins the fourth, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Adames, then Echeverria and Gomez do against CC Sabathia. Oh, 2 now. Upstairs, fastball at 89, and Adames would not chase. And a good take there, down.
You know, this is what I'm talking about. The good at-bats here by Adames. Falls behind quickly, 0-2. You know, fastball up and out of zone, fine. But then a changeup right off of that, and another really good take, working an AB. It's been impressive, no matter how it turns out.
He lifts a foul, chased by Walker, but it's going to be out of play. Yeah, you just keep doing and having the kind of at-bats he's had, and eventually enough good is going to come of that approach. At the end of the day, you're going to be happy with what happens.
Yeah, and especially as many times as he's been down 0-2, 1-2 in this series, a ton.
And a foul ball, just a little piece of that one at the feet of Sanchez.
Another, what, 6-7 pitch AB so far?
Yeah, 6 to start it.
There you go.
And a cut and a miss. That's strikeout number 4 for Sabathia. And the first out here in the 4th inning.
I'm trying to throw a cutter there, and then Gary Sanchez wanted that ball in. It ended up being up and away. It's amazing.
Adeiny Echeverria about to step in.
You know, I know that you looked at the same thing, Dwayne, that I did, and you look at Sabathia's pitch breakout. But the number of times to right-handed hitters that he goes with a traditional fastball, the percentage was shocking.
Yep.
I mean, it was absolutely shocking. Everything's cutter, slider, changeup. I think we've seen more straight fastballs. Now, this is overall, but to right-handed hitters, it's down around 10-11%.
There's a strike. It's 1-1.
We've seen more of those today, and those are the ones that jump out at you, 91, 92, because that cutter is in that 88, 89 range.
Deep short. Gregorius makes the throw, and it skips away from Walker. Backed up by the trailing Sanchez. Echeverria has himself a base hit.
And he is officially healthy. He had to move up that line because Gregorius had a play on him, and I'll tell you, if the ball is scooped, they may have had him.
Well, Echeverria, who was out with the hamstring strain, showing no effects of it right there.
Well, this will test it.
Yeah, no mind paid to that injury there. You got a chance to leg out a base hit. Want to know the count to Carlos Gomez. One count on Gomez. Gomez part of the 3-run second inning with a double. Drove in a run, and he scored a run. the right side, and that's going to fade out of play into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sabathia coming off a win over Washington. That was 5 days ago. Pitched 5 2/3, made 101 pitches in that one. Gomez starts to go, checked. A quick check on a ball down and in. Now 2-2. And he just missed with that delivery. Close. And the count is full.
Now you see where Chris Segal, where he's set up. You know, those pitches up and in that area, he has not missed, but he's standing right over top of it. That one you find yourself almost guessing as he's tucked in there.
Runner goes, and a liner over the head of Torres into center field. Echeverria scoots into third. Now first and third, and Gomez 2 for 2. The Rays threaten to add to their lead.
Boy, fortunately for the Rays, this line drive was hit as high as it was. That ball up and away, and Gomez just goes out there and shoots it right over the head of Gleyber Torres. That's a little bit lower. This inning is over. Instead, the Rays look to add to their lead.
Well, it's been a while since Gomez has been able to put a couple of hits together in a game. He had a 2-hit game against Baltimore on the 11th of May. Now here's the bunt by Schneider, and he bunts it foul. Strike 1. Oh, 1 the count to Schneider. Oh, 2. Tapper foul. So it's 0-2. Men on the corners, 1 out. And strike 3 called. Sabathia got that corner, and that's strikeout number 2 of the inning. And number 5 of the afternoon.
Boy, he finally got one of those backdoor breaking balls to get to the corner. Now, close enough to get a call. And that's what he got right there. Boy, he needed that too.
And here's a pitch foul back by Field. That pitch, a fastball up, and he fouled it back. He struck out on a fastball up there his first time.
Boy, Rays could use another big 2-out hit. They got one from Matt Duffy. Get 2 extra runs in that second inning.
Fly ball into left. Stanton is going to be there, however. The Rays leave men on the corners. Bottom of the 4th coming. 3-0 Tampa Bay. WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Ball game moves into the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Rays have the right-hander Wilmer Font on the hill. First pitch to Stanton toward the line and right. That's going to drop for a base hit. Over to cut it off to keep it out of the corner, Gomez, and they hold Stanton to a single.
How about Carlos Gomez with the spinning 88-mile-an-hour four-seamer for strike one to Echeverria. And this ball just kind of slices it, and Carlos Gomez not taking any chances. If he's thinking about going for two, you might want to think again. A bullet right down the middle.
Well, here's Greg Bird. And the pitch is upstairs. Wilmer Font 3 innings plus a base hit here in the 4th. A couple of hits through the first 3 innings, 2 strikeouts and a walk. And now a strike. It's 1-1. So the Rays letting him pitch here into the 4th inning.
Yeah, he's officially, for me, he's not an opener anymore. You know, your true openers are your Stanek, Romo. They're not going more than 2 innings.
Yep.
Max. At max.
Yep.
But Font is one of those guys where we're going to open with him, but if he's effective, we're going to let him go a little bit.
Yeah. So far, his performance has been top-notch.
Yep.
I'll tell you one guy who really liked him when he was with the Dodgers. You know, he was, as we mentioned, the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Year last year at AAA for the Dodgers. He won 10 games. And a guy who really liked him, who at the time was the Dodger farm director, Gabe Kapler. He was a big fan of Wilmer Font.
The Cap.
Yep.
Wonder what he's doing today.
Making a move. Swing and a miss.
He's making a lot of moves.
The Bird is out
I
on
wonder
strikes.
if he's got the mirrored aviators on this afternoon. I'll bet you he does.
Yep.
Nice day.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Well, the thing he liked about him over there, number one, you like his arm, but he liked his secondary stuff. And he talked about Font using that early in the count and then finishing hitters off with the hard stuff. And it's a pretty interesting combination. But commanding all that stuff seems to have been the challenge, and he did show some signs at AAA of doing that.
Well, I think that, and here with the Rays, the one thing that I've seen from him is those secondary pitches where he's been slowing the body up a little bit. Hasn't been as noticeable here today.
Yeah.
You know, you've always was obviously good on the fastball and aggressive, but sometimes the breaking ball, the split, that body would slow up some. But you know, the difference is not nearly as stark today as it was in outings past.
Yeah, and that could be a big element in him taking a step forward.
For sure. If your only chance, the pitches have to be crisp, but you've got to make it all look the same. If you don't do that, you don't have a chance. Now you get that out of the way.
2-1. Yeah, you have to give the hitters their due. Number one, they've got a big stick in their hand. And number two, they'll notice things like that.
Yes.
If you're not the same with that delivery.
No, and it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Some obviously are better than that than others, but any change in delivery will be picked up on quickly.
It's a miss down and away. 3-1 to Sanchez.
But he has been much better here this afternoon than we've seen in the past.
And a big cut, fouling the fastball. He challenged him at 97. And there is something to be said for having that when you have to go to it at 97 miles per hour to get the count full.
That's always nice to have in the quiver, you know, upper 90s. Can bail you out of some tough spots. And even, you know, when you just go with that pitch, you may just start a hitter off. You'd like for the location to be perfect, but even if it's not, you give yourself an opportunity.
We'll see another 3-2 pitch. That one fouled away. The count. Ground ball third. Duffy, Adames, and the throw slipped out of his hand to first. So out at second. And Stanton retired there with Sanchez reaching on what turns into be a fielder's choice.
You remember the error that Willie Adames had at shortstop, trying to rush a throw. And he was making that throw in his mind before he actually got the baseball. Here it looked like an inning-ending double play. And just coming out of there, never had a good grip on that baseball. Maybe rushed himself just a little bit, but this ball comes out very awkwardly. Never was in the hand very secure.
There's McGill and Duhar. And the pitch is a strike. You know, that's one of the things about the scoring rules. If you get one out on the front side of a potential double play, there's no error. But that clearly was going to be a double play. You would think that they, for the sake of a pitcher who threw a double play ball, might at some point revisit that. But it's always been that way so far as I can remember.
And while they're doing that, let's revisit indifference too. You don't get credit for moving up because we don't care. What is that?
Yep. Yep. Well, yeah. 0-2 the count. And strike three call to retire the side. He got the fastball by him. And we're going to go to the fifth inning with the Rays leading 3-0. Participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday against the Yankees, and keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and over, please Drink responsibly. Top of the order for the Rays, and there's a bunt put down by Duffy. That, I think, was a foul ball. I think it hit him while he was in the batter's box.
Let's hope. It definitely looked like it
might be one way to deaden it.
Yeah. Bunt it twice.
So it's a strike. Duffy with a couple of runs batted in the second inning. 1 for 2. .32 runs batted in now for Duffy. Down and in, 1-1. Oh, and I guess that hit him. Well, an interesting 2-pitch at bat there. Duffy tried to put the bunt down, and now this one, take a look, just got him apparently, and so he's hit by a pitch.
I think Matt Duffy called that himself. He said, yeah, that hit me. I'm going to head down to first.
Well, you know, those are tailored, those the pants, and so there's not a lot of fluff in those pants.
No, and I mean, Matt Duffy's as skinny as they get. I'm going to send him down a double cheeseburger.
Here's Jake Bowers. Pitch is a strike. Yeah, you could send him a couple of those burgers and it'd be easier to tell when he got hit by a pitch.
I mean, and if it got him on that back leg, you know, and that's kind of hidden from the camera.
And a tap to first. The throw low to second, but out there. Duffy is forced. Walker to Gregorius. Bowers reaches on a fielder's choice. The reaction of Sabathia was classic after Duffy had been hit by that pitch. He couldn't believe it.
Well, he's saying to himself, how in the world do I hit a guy that skinny? I mean, he's standing sideways to me. I can't even see him.
He said, that's some kind of command right there. It's Wilson Ramos. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos with a base hit, and he grounded into a double play his last time. There's a base hit the other way. Bowers will advance to second and hold there. And that gives Ramos 2 for 3. Two on, 1 out.
Just doesn't let it get in. That's Sabathia is trying to bury that pitch in, and Ramos goes out and gets it in front of the plate, shoots it into right field. And the Rays once again threaten here, trying to extend their lead.
C.J. Cron. Cron is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. He came into the game 3 of 7 lifetime with a home run off Sabathia. Takes the first pitch, strike. Ooh, a big cut right there on a fastball up. That one actually out of the zone, but he saw the fastball up and could not resist.
And this is how we see a lot of teams attack C.J. Cron. You know, his best swings and a lot of his power shown on balls that, you know, middle of the plate down.
And a swing and a miss, and Sabathia went right back to that same spot to get him.
Well, you also have a hitter at the plate who has been struggling, is anxious to break out, wants to do that obviously by swinging the bat and being aggressive off heaters. He's just putting them in spots you can't get to.
Strikeout number 6 of the day for Sabathia. 2 outs with 2 men on, and Willie Adames who is 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and a strikeout with the young infielder. He takes the fastball too close. A ball, no strikes. And he pops it up. Gregorius out from shortstop makes the catch. Rays lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Tampa Bay. This day in 2015, Steven Suja Jr. belting a solo homer off Jordan Zimmerman in the 5th, and then turned a bunt single in the 8th into a Little League home run. Washington throwing the ball around the ballpark there. So here's Souza on one hand saving a no-hitter for a guy, and then just turning right around and punishing him.
Yeah, that's him. That sounds a lot like Souza Jr.
I'd trade a guy like that. Oh, they did.
Out to the West Coast too, where you just go to become irrelevant.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to hear much from those guys.
Yeah, the East Coast bias is real. You know, when I played for Arizona, I would come back, in the off season and run into people and be like, "Hey, so you still doing that whole baseball thing?" Yeah. We won the World Series this year.
Yes.
Maybe you
did
heard about it.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, no one has a clue what goes on the West Coast.
I know. Mike Trout.
Oh,
I mean, he's out there. I mean, people have heard of him, but not like they would if he played at home in New York, coming from New Jersey or somewhere on the East Coast.
He is as widely known as anybody in the game, but still it's muffled.
Yeah.
If he played anywhere but the West Coast,
profile's not what it would be anywhere else.
No, you'd probably get sick of hearing about it.
There's strike 3 call. Walker caught looking. And that's strikeout number 5 for Wilmer Font. You saw Alvarado busy in the bullpen. And here's the strikeout pitch.
Well, the curveball, you're used to those pitches being down in the zone, and that's why Neil Walker took exception to it, but clearly a strike. And Wilmer Font just continues to make big pitches here for the Rays into the 5th inning.
And Gleyber Torres. A swing and a miss. Well, the Rays, have a couple different mixes when they go to the opener and then when they go to a bullpen day, and they're riding Font into the 5th inning here today. Alvarado's been up in the bullpen. There was talk about Andriese pitching. Talk about Nuno, ground ball, third base. And the pickup and throw Duffy to Bowers. So 2 outs here to begin the bottom of the 5th, and we'll go back around to the top of the order for New York.
Yeah, and what's even better for the Rays and for Wilmer Font for that matter, as this game has gone on, he has looked more and more comfortable. Now getting early swings, quick outs, the breaking pitch, the curveball to get Walker. Things are starting to lock and snap into place.
Aaron Hicks, nothing of 2. And there's a first pitch strike on a breaking ball. So Wilmer Font mixing his pitches like a legitimate starting pitcher right now. That's what we're seeing.
And when you mentioned that PCL pitcher of the year, that was 25. He was a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
That's what he did. So this is not outside of the norm for him. And I will tell you this, and this is why we said a couple innings ago that I don't have him as an opener anymore. And if he's able to get this last out, you are no longer to be considered an opener if you qualify for a win. And that's what he would do if he gets another out.
Oh, a long one off the bat of Hicks. And that one is gone. Hicks belting his 8th home run. Then that's going to make it 3-1. 1-1 pitch, and Hicks sends it out of here.
And he's not going to qualify, Dwayne. The jinx run that I have has continued. Here comes Kevin Cash. Here's the pitch. That's just a center cut fastball right above the belt. Hicks, a lot of speed, but he also has a lot of power.
Well, Font hands off the baseball to the Rays manager and departs the infield. 4 2/3 for Font. 3-1 Rays. Pitching change coming. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Well, just the 1 run on that home run allowed by Font.
Yeah, outside of that, he was very good. The fastball velocity was good. The secondary pitches were better, and he was able to hide them and do a better job with that. And then he has the last couple of outings, and there's one mistake right there, the fastball that Aaron Hicks finally gets to. And unfortunately for him, that ends his afternoon, and he will not qualify for the win.
Now Aaron Judge against Jose Alvarado. The fastball at 96 is up.
That stinks.
Really tough. You're 1 out away from qualifying for a win.
And probably never thought that was even on the radar when you opened this game up.
Yeah.
But that's how, that's how effective. It's a testament that he was able to get that deep by how well he pitched. They just kept sending him out there.
Good cut, the foul ball back. Now 1-2, 96 from Alvarado.
And you notice that shot on him at the top step of that dugout. The bump was gone. It's gone. Look at that. Hat looks normal.
Yeah, yep.
Whatever it was,
it's flattened out a little bit.
It unraveled.
One, two now. And he takes it inside. Fastball off the plate close. 2-2. Now it's ball 4. Judge draws the walk. D.D. Gregorius will bat. Gregorius has a triple and a ground ball to first. Gregorius with 14 home runs. Shortens on the bat, taking the pitch upstairs. Yankee shortstop at the long home run Friday night here in a 5-0 New York win. Now 2-0.
And that's going to bring out the pitching coach for the Rays, Kyle Schneider. And this is the only thing that has ever held Jose Alvarado back, is just getting him and keeping him in the zone. The stuff is outstanding. It's just a matter of consistent strikes.
So the Rays talk it over this Father's Day. Give Dad the gift of baseball with MLB.TV. Watch baseball live or on demand on his favorite supported devices. Save 50% now this Father's Day. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Rays have 3 runs on 8 hits. The Yankees a run on 4 hits. They have a runner at first and a 2-0 count to D.D. Gregorius. As Alvarado, after that meeting, set to continue. And there's the fastball close. Up 3-0. Now a strike. Alvarado making his first appearance in this series. He last worked Tuesday in the Toronto series, and he's given up back-to-back walks. Judge will go to second, Gregorius to first, and Giancarlo Stanton will be the hitter. Two-run ball game, 2 men on. 2 outs, a homer, and back-to-back walks for New York. Stanton has walked and singled. The pitch is a ball. Stanton with 16 home runs. 16th came yesterday in the 5th inning as the front side of a back-to-back combo from Stanton and Sanchez. And a strike is called. 1-1. strike on the inside edge. 1-2. Well, the Rays get Rowe up in the bullpen now. Alvarado trying to get the final out in the 5th. And he does. A foul tip strikeout. Stanton out, leaving 2. Yankees get a run on the home run by Hicks. Here's the strikeout by Alvarado. 3-1 Rays through 5. The double by Carlos Gomez chased on Willie Adames, and Matt Duffy's base hit scored Echeverria and Gomez, with Duffy thrown out at second base, and then Aaron Hicks 2 outs and the bases empty in the 5th. It's his 8th home run of the year, and that chased Wilmer Font. It's a 3-1 game as Echeverria opens the inning here in the 6th and grounds to Andujar at third. Andujar to Walker, and Echeverria retired for the first time. He's 2 for 3, out number 1 in the 6th. Rays facing the 37-year-old left-hander CC Sabathia. Gomez 2 for 2. An RBI double with a run scored and a base hit his last time up. He pops it up, foul ball. It's going to be in the stands back of the plate. CC Sabathia out of California. A little pop right side. Walker angling back into fair territory and made the catch over the shoulder. He actually angled into foul ground and then came back across the line and made the catch.
Now this is our Bone Fresh Grill fresh catch of the game. And that's what you're talking about. This ball up and away, takes one angle, then how about that curl back to make the catch? That was a nice in-air adjustment made by Walker, over the shoulder nonetheless.
Two gone. Rob Schneider lifts a fly ball into center. Hicks will wait for that one to come down. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Just 4 pitches in the inning for Sabathia. Bottom of inning 6 coming. 3-1 Rays.
It is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're changing it up a little bit. Last night was the Florida State League All-Star Game, and 6 Charlotte Stone Crabs were on that team. Here's the pictures of the Rays organization representatives from left to right. Miles Mastrobuoni, Willie Ortiz, Robbie Tenerowitz, Spencer Jones, Lucius Fox, and Jesus Sanchez. So always a good sign when 6 different guys are representing.
Yeah, that's a significant part of a team, whether you're in the A-ball or the major leagues.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg Bird fouls that pitch to take the count to 1-1. You know, we were talking about that the other night about the Rays, and here all of a sudden with Echeverria activated today into the lineup and Adames moving over to second, the Rays want to play Adames at shortstop, and we'll see what that means for Echeverria. Most likely some kind of movement, but we'll see. But the Rays, who've been known for pitching and developing pitchers throughout the years, really have an abundance of infielders in the minor leagues, and some pretty good ones apparently. The numbers on them and their performance so far has been good. There's a long blast. It's going to be foul. Bird against the left-hander Alvarado hit that one with more than home run distance up into the second deck, but well foul, and it's 2-2. But now, and if you think about the Rays infield roster, Robertson's on the DL. They've just brought Echeverria back. Hot shot down to first, skips by. Bowers picked up by Adames, but no place to go, and Bird is aboard on a base hit. Bird intent upon hitting the ball hard in that at bat, and he did. It is aboard.
Now let's see this ball, breaking ball, and that took a high hop there that was just outside of the glove of Jake Bowers. You wonder if that had some action on it. It looked like an unnatural hop.
Well, Sanchez due. That's going to be it for Alvarado. Call of the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Presented by your local Honda dealers.
Oh my.
We'll hear from Malik Smith, and Doug will break down the Astros pitching staff. Boy, this is a road trip presenting all kinds of challenges for the Rays. First the Yankees, and now the Astros.
Well, look, they can score 5.22 runs a game. You know, they hit some home runs too, but look at the ERAs of the pitching staff. And you know, Dwayne, I know that they came out with the probables for this series. Rays right now look like they're going to see Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, and Charlie Morton.
Yeah, the Astros have won 10 in a row.
Good. You catch them at their apex. Nowhere to go but down.
Sanchez taking ball one from Chaz Rowe. Well, a bullpen day against Garrett Cole, then Blake Snell, and Justin Verlander. How about that for a matchup? And then Nathan Uvalde and Charlie Morton. Now a strike to Sanchez, 1-1. Third appearance for Chaz Rowe. 0-1 with a .312 earned run average. That'll be a strike, 1-2. Difficult outing for Jose Alvarado. A couple of walks and a strikeout. Then the base hit by Bird here. Alvarado leaves and Rowe in against Sanchez with Andujar next. Fly ball lifted into short left. Ref Schneider still coming in, is there to make the catch. That's the first out. That wind, you get it up, and right now, at least up to left, the wind is blowing in. And Ref Schneider, I think initially off the bat, thought that ball was going to carry a little deeper, but the wind pushed it back toward the infield.
Coming in pretty good too. At least up at the top of the stadium, those flags. And if he wasn't aware before, he is now.
Miguel Andujar, ground ball shortstop. Echeverria, Adames 1, Bowers 2, and boy, Rowe cleans it up in quick fashion with the 6-4-3 double play. 3-1 Rays. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Manhattan skyline there up to the Bronx. And the Rays hold a 3-1 lead. Moving into the 7th inning. Johnny Field will lead off, then the top of the order, Matt Duffy and Jake Bowers. CC Sabathia delivers, and he continues to work Field up and gets a strike up there at the top of the zone. Strike one. Sabathia coming off a 4-pitch 6th inning. It's 1-1. So he had made 82 pitches through 6. There's a liner that's going to be in there. A foul ball, however. just foul down that line. And it's 1-2. So Field coming close to picking up a potential extra base hit, but it hooked foul. And he is out on strikes. Off speed had him chasing.
Well, when Sabathia has been good here this afternoon, and for the most part he has been, when he's needed to be especially, it's been in and out, and it's been back and forth with the velocities. Fastball and cutters in, backdoor breaking balls and changeups away, and when you do that, you get guys reaching a little uncomfortable.
Here's the line, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Duffy shoots that ball back into left. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Stanton cuts it off. Big turn by Duffy, but he'll hang on at first. Duffy with his second hit is on for the 3rd time.
Matt Duffy continues to swing the bat here very well for the Rays. He has been the most consistent hitter all season long, and right here able to drop this one in and then do not challenge the arm of Stanton.
Here's Bowers. Jake takes a fastball for a strike. 0 for 2, a walk to Bowers in the 3rd inning. A little tapper foul. 0-2. It's Adam Warren, a right-hander, busy in the bullpen. Strikeout of Field, a base hit by Duffy. And Bowers way down in the count right now. And he is out in front and strikes out.
He's doing the same thing here to the lefties. You know, that's the way he's been throwing Bowers all day. You know, the hard stuff in, and then you go with that soft away. Look how he's just out of sync. Out in front, off balance. That's the whole game plan of Sabathia. All that to say, even with all that, the Rays, they've had their chances. You know, 8 hits and that walk, 9 base runners.
And now Wilson Ramos down to 3rd, and Newhar whips it across to 1st. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We're in the middle of the 7th inning at Yankee Stadium with the Rays holding a 3-1 lead.
You know, he's the best man that I know, and yeah, he's always been a role model for me. And if there's one person I would say that I've looked up to my whole life, it's been my dad.
Happy Father's Day. I love you very much too, but I wish I could give you a man hug right now.
Hey, Bobby, I'm here like you want to. You know, you want a pro, you want a baseball player, here I am. Happy Father's Day. I love you so much, and thank you for everything I have, and give all that ability that I have today. Thank you. I love you.
And a very happy Father's Day. On this Sunday, the Rays are in the Bronx in New York. And they are, along with the rest of Major League Baseball, celebrating Father's Day. The Rays carry into the bottom of the 7th inning. A 3-1 lead with Chaz Rowe on the hill. Pitcher number 3 for the Rays, Wilmer Font, worked 4 2/3. Jose Alvarado a third. And then Rowe, who came on with a man aboard in the 6th inning, got credit for a full inning when he retired Sanchez and got Andujar to ground into a double play. Johnny Venters up in the bullpen, and Neil Walker leads it off for New York. First pitch, he starts to go, and a check swing. He stopped in time, says Jerry Meals. Walker, Torres, and then the top of the order, Hicks. Popped up, foul, and that will carry into the seats. 1-1. So Rowe with this 1 inning of work out there for the first time since Tuesday. Worked an inning and a third against the Blue Jays in a 4-1 win for the Rays. And he is in front of Walker now, 1-2. And the Rays decide to put the shift on with a 1-2 count on Walker. Duffy the only man on the left side.
That movement was impressive. I mean, in unison.
Will be performing at the halftime of the next college football game near you. A little tap foul.
You know what? The Pinstripe Bowl. They
There
have
you go.
one here
Yeah.
now.
Yes, they do. Well, that might have been an audition.
Well, they were very good. I was impressed. There it is. I think there are 40 bowl games now, and there's talk that they may
more.
add 3 more.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to find winning teams.
Oh yeah, 5 and 7 gets you in now. Has to.
Swing and a miss. That takes care of Walker. Second time he's been retired on strikes. Kids, the Rays want you to read your way to the ballpark this summer, and you can do that through Reading with the Rays program presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Kids receive prizes for reading and receive 2 tickets to a Rays game for completing the program. Sign up by visiting your local library. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com/reading. Pitch is down to Gleyber Torres. Torres has struck out and grounded out. Ground ball headed to short, picked up by Echeverria, picks himself up and makes the throw. Outstanding work again by Echeverria at shortstop. We'll put a little star by that play.
Yeah.
He just went after it, popped right back up and made the accurate throw.
Like he never left. I tell you, he's as good as it gets. And this ball is well struck. I mean, how quickly the ball is out of his hand after the dive.
Yeah, he's special out there and appreciated by Chaz Rowe. Hicks takes a pitch low. Hicks connected for a home run in the 5th inning that ultimately chased Wilmer Font from this game after Font worked 4 2/3. Liner into center. That's going to fall in front of Johnny Field for a base hit. And Hicks is 2 for 4. So with that, a 2-out base runner in a 2-run game, and Aaron Judge comes up. And you're always concerned when this guy's up there, but particularly with a man on in a 3-1 game. Judge has struck out and has grounded out the 3rd. He walked his last time. Vinters joined by Romo in the bullpen. The pitch is a ball. One ball, no strikes. Judge hitting .362 at home coming into play today. It's 1-1. Chaz Rowe with that big slider out there. Fastball away there, 2-1. He's thrown that slider over half the time.
And really, you're not surprised. It's such a good pitch. You know, he comes in for such short stints, specific matchups, and usually it's the matchup that slider will benefit from. So he uses it an awful lot. And Kevin Cash, that's his go-to spot, the bat rack.
And a cut and a miss there.
Trying to keep those babies warm.
2-2.
See
Look
how
at that movement.
Yeah, and the depth too. That's the thing. It's a two-plane pitch.
Did he go? He did. He's out on strikes. Judge doesn't like it, but he went around. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll take a look. And he did. He went around. It's 3-1 through 7. On FS1, Sweden takes on the Korea Republic. Then on Fox, Belgium battles Panama at 10 Eastern. followed by Tunisia and England at 1. The FIFA World Cup Monday on Fox and FS1, or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app.
Dwayne, if I would have gotten my 23andMe done in time,
yes,
then as Rich went with Poland.
Yep.
I would have gone with Germany.
Yes.
And watch some of that match this morning. They're not done yet, but that's a shocking loss.
Yeah.
Mexico got them today, 1-0.
C.J. Cron takes a strike. Yeah. Still can't believe the U.S. is not in there.
Don't lose to Trinidad and Tobago, and you get to go. How about that?
Yep. 0-2. Well, we're in the 8th. A 2-strike count on Cron with Adames next, and then Echeverria. And a cut and a miss. Cron out on 3 pitches. He struck out 3 times. Sabathia got him on 3 pitches in the 1st, 3 pitches in the 5th, and 3 pitches in the 8th.
And certainly this run that C.J. Cron has been on, struggling at the plate, weighing on his mind. Sabathia just continues to go to that same area with that fastball up in the zone. And
here's Willie Adames. That's a strike. Three runs, 9 hits for the Rays off Sabathia, who has struck out 9, given up only the walk, and he's ahead of Adames, 0-2. 97 pitches, 101 pitches, the season high for Sabathia. And he strikes out Adames.
Boy,
well, 10 strikeouts now.
And all those good at-bats by Willie Adames. There's a 3-pitch strikeout. Watch how long the swing gets here. Boy, he saw that pitch out over the heart of the plate and was trying to lose it. And you can see that little tap to the helmet. He knows got a little too long and big.
Well, his first double-digit strikeout performance this year, 38th of his career. And Echeverria takes ball 1. It's 1-1. He made only 4 pitches in the 6th, 10 in the 7th, and 6 pitches to get the first 2 outs in the 8th. And this pitch, number 101, is a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball headed through the middle and a base hit. Echeverria off the DL with a 3-for-4 day and outstanding work in the field. And here comes the Yankee manager. Aaron Boone walks to the hill. And that's going to be it for the veteran left-hander. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. The Rays in New York wrapping up this series against the New York Yankees and the Bronx. CC Sabathia departs after 7 2/3. Gives up 10 hits, 9 of those singles in 102 pitches. So that's his single game high pitch count this year.
And got a nice ovation from the crowd here coming off the field, you know, acknowledging the work that he did here this afternoon. A lot of it under duress with all those base runners. But the Yankees still within striking distance here, and the Rays would like to find a way to add a couple.
12th appearance for Adam Warren. Gomez fouls the first pitch out of play.
Carlos Gomez has had a nice day.
And a big hit, a double to drive in a run, and the Rays 3-run second. Over to first and back in is Echeverria. Rays have only had men in scoring position in 2 other innings since then. They had a first and third, 1 out in the 4th, left them on. Left men at first and second in the 5th inning. Pitch up, the helmet flies off his head.
That look out towards the mound. Carlos Gomez and any other hitter not appreciative of the heaters that are up close to that dome.
And then this pitch followed up, down and away. It's 1-2.
The extremes of up and in, low and away. By the book.
Low and away, tough to hit on its own merit, but after a pitch up and in, doubly tough. And he's out there again and gets the strikeout, down and away to retire the side. We go to the bottom of inning 8. 3-1 New York, or 3-1 Rays over New York.
Hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
New pitcher for the Rays. We go to the bottom of the 8th in New York with the Rays leading 3-1 on the benefit of that 3-run second inning. And Diego Castillo will make his 5th appearance for the Rays since coming up from the Rays farm system. Has a big league victory and an earned run mark of 1.59.
I'll tell you, the other thing that he has as big league is his fastball. A ton of velocity, a ton of movement. He's been impressive.
24-year-old right-hander out of the Dominican Republic. Didi Gregorius to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And the pitch is a strike.
I mean, think about that movement. First of all, again, he's over on the far first base side of the rubber. And you get that kind of arm sink action at 99 miles an hour down and away to a left-handed hitter. The ball's covering some ground. Look at that. At 100. How do you get that much movement at 3 bills?
It's 100 on his second pitch in the game.
Look at this thing just take off.
Little tap, right side, and a glove flip. It's not going to get there in time. Adames tried to take it with the glove and get it over to Bowers, but with Gregorius going down the line, he beat it out.
And you know, the only way that you make that play work is if you shovel it. You've got to keep a stiff wrist, get underneath that baseball and push it over to Bowers. If you flip it, all of a sudden there's too much air. Too much air allows Gregorius to beat it out. Well, that's a tough play, and you're caught in between. You don't want to go into the glove, but you're far enough away that maybe you should. It's got to be executed perfectly, and that one just hung in the air too long.
Stanton takes a fastball off the plate end. 1-0. And he's chasing that one.
How out of sync was that swing? I mean, that was a slider down and away, and Stanton swung, missed, and stumbled all over the place.
Well, the body went one way and the bat the other. Two and one, low.
He just has not looked very comfortable at the plate in this series, even though, you know, hit a home run in yesterday's ball game. Even that swing wasn't the prettiest of swings. He's just so stinking strong.
Ground ball, foul ball, third base side. And it's 2-2. There's a lot of stiffness in that swing.
The setup already, you know, he's so closed. And, you know, they talked to him this year about, you know, kind of remaking that swing, and he said, I'm not going to touch my swing the rest of the year. I'll try a tweak here, a tweak there to try to get through. But I think this is what you see is what you're going to get for the next few months.
2-2. And there's ball 3. Ramos lost it, started to run away from it. And Gregorius thought about moving and held up. Full count. Greg Bird on deck. Font, Alvarado, Rowe, and Castillo for the Rays today. And they throw it away. Gregorius will go to second. Now a man in scoring position with nobody out.
Just pulled the throw. Diego Castillo pulls the throw, and with Gregorius going back in, Bowers can't get all the way out there to it.
Full count on Stanton. And he strikes him out. Boy, that's a big out, especially after the error moving Gregorius into scoring position.
Well, another slider and another awkward pull off swing there by Stanton.
Well, that's the 9th strikeout for Rays pitching. Yankees have racked up 11 strikeouts. And now the first pitch hit on the ground into short right. Adames is there to throw out Bird, and moving to third is Gregorius. So on the shift, Bird is retired. So aside from the home run by Hicks, the Yankees have gotten only one other man to third base today, and that's Gregorius, who's done it twice with a triple in the first. The infield hit here in the eighth, the throwing error and a ground ball to the right side, has placed him at third. Gary Sanchez will be the hitter. Ramos takes a slow stroll out to the mound. So a 3-1 game here tomorrow. The Rays continue this road trip. They'll be in Houston to take on the Astros, and our coverage begins at 7:30 tomorrow. Leading up to the first pitch. Houston in first by half game in the West over Seattle. Starting play today. There's a strike to Sanchez. Yankees starting the day in first in the East by a game over Boston. Cut and a miss. It's 0-2. Sanchez singled against the shift back in the second and strikes out here in the eighth, and the Yankees leave a man at third. We're going to go to the ninth. Here's the strikeout pitch. Disappeared on Sanchez. 3-1 Rays. The postgame presented by W.B. Mason. Rich and Doug anchoring the coverage from Yankee Stadium. We'll hear from Kevin Cash and get his take on the start by Wilmer Font and minor league updates from around the Rays farm system. Malik Smith is going to hit to begin the ninth inning. He'll be pinch hitting for Rob Schneider. Johnny Field to follow, and then Matt Duffy, the top of the lineup. Adam Warren came on, made 4 pitches, and struck out Gomez to end the eighth. And now the first pitch into the Rays pinch hitter Malik Smith is a ball. 1-0. One and one. Well, the Rays got 3 runs in the second inning. A double by Gomez drove in one. A base hit by Duffy the other 2. New York got a run on a home run in the 5th from Aaron Hicks. Malik Smith, a tap off the mound. Warren, and he flips from the glove to Walker at first to retire Malik Smith.
That was pretty impressive there by Adam Warren, because I mean, this is a do or die play with the speed of Malik Smith, and he's able to track it down and shovel it up high too. Easier for Neil Walker to be able to handle. Up by his head.
So one away.
And right there, his catcher Gary Sanchez out there to give him a blow because he is out of breath.
And Chris Siegel out there to break it up. So here's Field. Johnny looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 today. And a first pitch strike. Popper, right side down the line. Walker, foul ball now, and he makes another fine catch. Walker made a catch on Gomez in the 6th inning and tracks this one down off the bat of Field here in the 9th. Some good work defensively right there by Neil Walker. Well, 2 up, 2 down. And we go to the top of the order. Matt Duffy, who has 2 singles, 2 runs batted in. He's also been hit by a pitch, we think. That was back in the 5th. And Duffy takes a ball down and away. Right back into the screen. 1-1. Rays entered this game 0-5 in the season series against New York. That's a base hit up the right side, headed toward the corner, and Duffy is headed towards second base. A little trouble on the pickup by Judge. And in standing at second is Matt Duffy with another 3-hit game. Duffy homered last night. Had a homer and a single in the game on Thursday, and had a 3-hit game to finish off the homestand against the Blue Jays. And now 3 hits in this one.
That's what makes him so dangerous. Using the whole field, and that time he goes right up the right field line. You know, he's one of those guys that his approach at the plate has not wavered in 2.5 months. He has been as consistent as anybody with what he's trying to do up there, and that's why he's been able to put together the season that he has so far.
Strike the count to Jake Bauers. Jake takes it away. 1-1. Or the Rays with a 2-run lead. Here's a chance with 2 outs to tack on another run. Bauers trying to get Duffy home. And ball Ball 2, a little bit wide right there. Rays with 11 hits. The Yankees have 7. Ramos would be next if Bowers can keep the 9th going. And he lifts it into left, but Stanton is there to grab it. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It will be Andujar, Walker, and Torres due for New York. Rays carry this 3-1 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. Wilmer Font worked the first 4 2/3, followed by Alvarado, Rowe, Castillo, and now Sergio Romo will enter this game. Right now, Rowe would be the pitcher of record for the Rays. We have word from the official score. Sabathia is 7 2/3 for New York, and Warren the rest of the way. And as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, Miguel Andujar will be the leadoff man against Romo. Johnny Field moves from center to left, with Malik Smith pinch hitting and staying on to play center field. And here's Andujar. Pitch is down and away. 1-0. Diego Castillo worked 1 inning, gave up a hit, picked up a couple strikeouts. Rays got the double play ball out of Andujar in the 6th when Bird opened that inning with a single, and the double play ended the inning. A big wave and a miss, chasing the slider. 1-1. Blue Jays beat Washington in Toronto 8-6. Rays and the Blue Jays came into this day tied for 3rd in the East. 1-2 now. So the Rays need a win to keep pace with Toronto and stay in that 3rd place tie. And a wave and a miss. He has Andujar reaching.
Boy, did a great job there of manipulating Andujar. You know, slider to get strike 1. The fastball surprised him. Then you go right back to the slider. You get the awkward leaning swing. Well done by the veteran Romo.
Well, 22 strikeouts in this game. 11 for each pitching staff, and here is Neil Walker. He takes the ball inside. Two and 0. Three balls, no strikes. Romo way behind the left-handed hitting first baseman. And ball 4. Walker is aboard. Walk number 4 allowed by Rays pitching, and that gets Gleyber Torres to the plate. Romo on the mound for the first time since Tuesday, when he picked up his second save in a 4-1 win over Toronto. Now a first pitch strike from Romo. Torres has struck out twice, has grounded out, once to third, and the other time, his last time up, to Echeverria at shortstop. The Rays shift with the right-handed bat of Torres up there. Meaning Adames is on the shortstop side of second. There it is.
They're handing him anything to the right side. I mean, a dribbler, a bunt, a push bunt, anything, especially with the runner being held on.
2-1.
Well, the Rays, they do that because they are so confident that if he does hit the ball on the ground, it's going to be right into the teeth of the defense. And we've seen it work out before in situations just like this late in the game.
That's a strike. Top of the zone, evens the count.
And Romo hurt himself. You remember he had that stumble off the mound a while back, a little earlier in the season, and that was uncomfortable for him.
And a wave and a miss. He gets Torres reaching the same way he got Andujar reaching to strike him out. 12 strikeouts for Rays pitching.
It's so hard to sit back on this breaking ball because he's able to sweep it so far and keep it on the plate for so long.
Now Aaron Hicks. He has produced the only run for New York with his 8th home run of the year. That came with the bases empty and 2 outs in the 5th. Runner takes off and a big swing and miss. And Walker moves into second base. They will not give him a stolen base. Indifference, the ruling. A strike to count on Hicks. Did he go? He checked in time on a pitch that dropped low. A 1-1 count.
Good call.
Well, Hicks up here with Aaron Judge on deck. 2 outs, a 2-run ball game. It's popped up. on the infield for Duffy, who's there waiting. He makes the catch, and the Rays have beaten the New York Yankees. It's a 3-1 final for New York in the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, a man left on base, and the Rays win this one 3-1. 3-11-1 with 9 men left for the Rays. 1-7-0, 9 left for the Yankees. And Rowe will get the win. Chaz Rowe is now 1-1. A save for Romo. That will be his third. Sabathia, the losing pitcher, his record